Welcome to the Bogey Boys podcast.
You're joined here by Kevin and Mark, and we've got a special guest, Mr. Marcus Helligkilde. How was that?
That's pretty good pronunciation. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
glad that's.
That-
I'm glad that's
Thanks,
over.
guys.
How's things going?
It's great. It's raining in Denmark, so but I'm having a 3-day break now. Just spending time with the family and just sleeping a lot and not doing very much actually. So
Very nice.
I'm happy. I'm good.
Sounds like a well-deserved break when you consider obviously the year that you've had and obviously a fast start to the DP world as well. How's the last couple of weeks been for you?
They've been good. Like
Yeah.
I've enjoyed my time out there, and that's really what that's really what I try to do. I try and enjoy my time on the golf course. So that I have done. I've been playing bad golf, but as you guys probably know, that happens sometimes.
Most of the
Uh,
time.
Oh, we know all about bad golf.
but yeah, that's what happens, and I have a fantastic team. I have a fantastic family and friends behind me. So um, they support me, and they're going to try as best as to their abilities to make me play as good as I can and stay as happy and healthy as I can. So I played bad before the first four events, but that's what it is. It is what it is, and we'll try keep on working.
Yeah.
Do you put that down to anything at the minute? Like, with the jump up to the DP world, like, is there any difference, or is it just finding your feet, or what do you put that down to?
Um, I would say it could have an influence on my game. That first of all, I got a small injury right after my off season. I had like 2 or 3 weeks off, um, and then I got a small injury and couldn't play practice as I wanted to. And then I got COVID, and then
No.
and then that's why I also came a bit late down to the desert swing in the case of what I wanted to. And I didn't do the technical stuff that I wanted to do. I didn't do the physical work that I wanted to do. And but you know what? That's not an excuse, but I could have done something. Um, but you know what? Um, it feels almost the exact same as playing on Challenge Tour.
Yeah.
Because if you just stick to your game and you you're there with your team. I have my caddy is a good friend, so we just hang out and have fun, and so it feels very comfortable for me. I would say the only difference for me is I'm standing beside Roy McIlroy on the putting green when I practice. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like the range is in better conditions, the greens are in better conditions, and the courses are in better conditions, and the greens are faster, and the rough is a bit more higher and all that. But that just means that the same shots that you hit last year into the rough is going to be, well, you're just going to have worse lies, and you're just going to take it from there. But the other guys on the DP World Tour is doing the same, so
Exactly.
so doesn't feel too different, to be honest.
Is there any change in like atmosphere with a bit more fans and different things around compared to Challenge?
I would say the desert swing, there's not that many fans around.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi and Dubai, there was a bit. Ras Al Khaimah, not really much. But I would say people are a bit more into their own stuff, whereas on the Challenge Tour, um, some people are not as focused. I would say in their practice and stuff, they're chatting a bit
I
more.
see.
And then on the third level, where I was playing 2 years ago in 2020, people are chatting very much. So that's kind of the difference between the levels.
Yeah, the professional setup from a player perspective and what they
Yes,
do.
100%, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
Well, let's take it all back then to where you first started the game and what actually got you into the game of golf in the first place.
Well, it started back when I was 6 years old. I think I got a plastic golf set by my dad or something, and then
Nice.
he played with some friends, and then he kind of got my granddad, his dad, and me into golf. We just started playing a bit in our home club, Smørum, where I'm still a member, and then we played in the backyard. My granddad and grandma, they have 200 meters of grass, so that was plenty of yardage for us to get started.
Yeah.
So I've been hitting, like, I would say, sometimes over 1,000 balls a day down there in the backyard.
Sick.
So
Yeah.
that's started with my granddad.
Yeah, perfect. I was going to ask as well around that time, what's your inspiration then? Is it Thomas Bjorn? Are you looking up to Thomas Bjorn back then when you're starting to play golf? When you get a little bit older, are they your inspirations? Are they?
I would still say it was Tiger.
Tiger back, yeah.
It's such a boring answer, but like,
no, it's the best answer. We're the same.
Yeah, yes. He was just the biggest. He was just the biggest, and
yeah, he's the best.
I just remember me and my granddad. We were sitting up in the couch, and we were watching the. I think it was a press release from Tiger about his playing around with women, and we were just.
Yeah.
We were almost crying because he was our star at that time.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so I guess Tiger has been my inspiration and idol, and then it has become more Roy McIlroy, and then also Tommy Fleetwood
All right.
the last few years.
Nice.
Very good, yeah.
So go on.
I was just going to say, so then from, obviously, you start getting into the game of golf. Did you join a local club, do you, at your place, or was it did you just stay around the backyard and just play on fields and things?
I played in the 50-50 in the backyard of my grandparents and in my home club Smørum, where I also became member when I was 7 and started playing on the long course when I was 7. And we played 36 holes a day, my granddad and I.
Wow.
That was nothing stopping us. Nothing stopping us.
Amazing.
Did you say 200 meters your backyard was?
Yes, 200 meters, yeah.
That's a full driver for Mark, that.
If I'm lucky, maybe 2.
Also for me.
Hey, we've seen you play.
But 6 and 7, it's very young, that, isn't it, to be getting out on the golf course? It's probably attributes to some of, like, because you're only young now, some of the success that you've had through your career at such a young age.
Yeah, I would say some of the skills I have around the greens, and like from weird positions, and how I can control big curves and hit so many different weird kind of golf shots. That comes down to me playing around in the backyard. Because I was just putting a big bucket of 100 balls, and then it was like only 15 meters wide, the grass area, and then was another property on the left, and then was a forest on the right, and we only had 50 meters. So I was just hitting from behind a tree, trying to slice it up the 15-meter wide fairway, and then at some point we also put out bunkers and greens and stuff.
Wow.
So I would say that helped me a lot with the skills I have today, and just playing around and hitting all those kind of golf shots.
You say fairway, but then it's good for your imagination, isn't it? Then you can visualize, when on the course and stuff, can't you? If it's just all in your mind, isn't it? Then
100%. And the funny thing is, I'm almost hitting it more straight when I have a shot where I need to slice it 70 meters around a tree or something, because that's kind of where you need to be so specific in where the ball needs to go, and like the ball needs to curve so much. It's kind of like I've been doing that for my whole life, and that's really helping me. That has helped me a lot.
Yeah. And you're talking there about playing 36 holes with your granddad every day. When was that? At that same time, was you thinking this is something I want to do for the rest of my life, play golf, or did that happen a bit further later on in your career?
I would say that was when I was in boarding school, where I was like, I met people that were better than me because I didn't really meet people at the same age as me that was as good as me. Even though I wasn't good when I was young, I was not good. But we're in Denmark, we're a small country, and there's quite a few people playing golf. But because we're a small country, there's not that many good golfers. And then when I was 15, I came to that boarding school, ISI it's called, and there was just people that was better than me. So I was almost about to quit. I didn't want to practice because I could see all the other guys were practicing better than me, and I wasn't really having fun doing that. And then after a month or so, I started practicing with some kind of quality and started making some results, and so that this is actually quite fun to compete and trying to become better, and I should probably give this a shot. And then it just gradually I practice more. I practice with more quality, and I liked it more and more. And then now I'm here.
When you say boarding school, was it a golf like sort of boarding school, or was it just where people were playing golf?
It's a sports boarding school. It's by far the best in the country. It has so many national handball national team players and football national team players and golf national team players. So it was a perfect setup. It was like full of athletes. So that was perfect. That was probably one of the best times of my life.
Yeah,
sounds
like
good. It's not that place with the ski slope on the roof, is it?
No. I don't know where that is.
Somewhere in Denmark, as I was looking at it, seeing it, it's like got a ski slope on the roof. But
that's Copenhagen.
Is it? Yeah.
No, that's the other part of Denmark.
Yeah, well, there's a few like Danish golfers. You're saying that Denmark's not that big of a place, but there's a few like DP World, like the Højgaards and a few other people coming through. Like, what do you attribute that to? And yourself, obviously.
The last few years, I think are we 10 or 11 on the DP World Tour from Denmark now?
Yeah,
I think that's pretty good from a country with less than 6 million people.
Yeah.
But it's because the coaches. It started like 5-8 years ago. The coaches starting to like help each other, and you're not really going to be accepted as a coach in Denmark if you're not always learning and always educating yourself. Like nothing is good enough. And if you have a 100%, and if I don't know, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or sound arrogant or something, but like the environment of the Danish coaches compared to many other European countries, I would say the standard is so much higher in elite coaches in Denmark than many other places.
Yeah, and I suppose that goes back to obviously the wins that were accumulated last year. Obviously yourself, you got, I think it was 4 professional wins last year, wasn't it? And then was it 4 or 5 different Danish winners on the DP World as well? You know, it speaks volumes, doesn't it? That was one of the reasons I asked the questions about your inspiration. I wasn't sure whether that contributed to the uptake in quality of golf in the country now. But no, it makes perfect sense what you've just said there.
Last year, it kind of, for me, to win 3 tournaments and the chance to win one on the Nordic League and win the Challenge Tour rankings, it almost, because all the other Danes has been playing so good, and we had 2 Solheim Cup players and winning the trophy, and it felt normal. It felt like it was nothing special, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah, believe us, it was special. Something like that, yeah. But no, yeah, like you say, it sounds right. You know, it does sound normal because everybody else from your nationality is winning as well. So it's like that winning mentality, isn't it? You know, you inspire each other.
Yeah, 100%. If you see other guys winning and if you see other guys succeed, it will feel almost more comfortable and more normal.
Yeah.
And it's like it. I don't want this to sound arrogant at all, but like Nikolai and Rasmus, they are so good players, and to just see Nikolai Garden win, not easily at all. I wouldn't say it easily, but it feels so natural. Like
Yeah.
For me, if a Dane wins the tournament on the DP World Tour, and therefore it also feels very natural for me to win. It's like something I believe that I can do every week.
Well, it's a credit to like the coaches, because when Nikolai won, he was saying that he needed to like get out of his way and do this thing, and like, you know, he wasn't like saying he played the best golf of his life, and he still won by what, 4 to 5, was it? Like it's just a credit to exactly what you're saying, and with the coaches, and so obviously must be the expectations that the yous are all as a country helping each other like expect. Do you know what I mean? Progress as well. Yeah.
100%, 100%. Yeah, this is. I would say this is on the coaches. The era Danish golf is in now is the coaches putting their egos to the side and helping each other out with all players, and creating those great environments for players and juniors especially to be in. So this is credits to them. 100%.
Fantastic, and long may it continue. Yeah. So obviously back onto your progression, and obviously you say you're at boarding school there, then, and you said obviously you just continued to get better and better. I see you had a couple of big amateur wins around 2015, 2016. Were they your breakthrough wins as an amateur, worthy to make you think, you know what, I can actually make this, or did you believe that beforehand?
You know what? I've never ever had that feeling that I could not break through, or whatever you want to call it. But I've never ever had that feeling. Okay, I'm gonna 100% do this. Like I'm gonna be top 50 in the world. I'm gonna be top 100 in the world. I'm gonna play on the DP World Tour. Like I've just been like, yeah, I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna see where it takes me. And I really love that.
It's a great attitude to have.
It's day by day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's day by day, just waking up, getting the repetitions in, staying healthy, and treating others well, treating yourself well. And if I just wake up and do the same good things every day, I'm pretty sure I will succeed in some way.
Well, the proof's in the pudding, isn't it, already? Right? Like, seems a tried and tested method, doesn't it?
Yes.
So moving forward from your amateur, you've turned pro in 2017. Breaking on to, it was the was it a Finnish tour that you played first there? Talk us through that one.
In 2018.
Yeah, the Nordic League. Sorry, the Nordic Golf League.
The Nordic Golf League. That's like where all my friends play. My golfing friends, they play. That was very comfortable. Very comfortable. We were driving around to golf tournaments, and yeah, we were playing golf courses we knew. It was in Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and Finland, and then a few events in Spain in the winter season. And then I had no clue what to expect. And then I finished top 5, which gave me access to the Challenge Tour in 2019. And then that was not that good of a year, though. But it was a good learning experience.
Yeah, is that what you think? Is that obviously that year that you had in the Challenge Tour, although it weren't successful, did that set you up nicely for obviously the years to come, and then getting back on the Challenge Tour a couple of years later, and then doing what you've done last year?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think after these 4 weeks here, I don't think my approach to try and become better would be the same as it is now if I didn't have that experience in 2019. Because in 2019, I kind of tried too much all the time because I really wanted good results, but I didn't prioritize being healthy, doing my meditation, doing my physical stuff, doing my stretches and my movement. And I didn't prioritize just sticking to the things I knew worked. and just continuously putting reps in, and just gradually just adding some things. And I would say if I didn't have that experience in 2019, I would probably seek and try and fix stuff and try new methods and ways now, because I'm not satisfied with the last 4 tournaments and my game. But I know I just need to do my meditation. I need to do my physical work. I need to do all those good stuff. I need to visit my family and visit my friends and just get the same work in as I always do, and then I'll be fine.
So, you're saying that on the 2019, you done things wrong, and then obviously on 2021, you done things right. Talk to us a little bit about the differences in and what you found in 2001 compared to what you were doing. So, did you have like a more structured like routine with your morning meditations and all different things like that?
100%. First of all, I was very much. I've been more aware of the importance of meditation, and just staying on top of my health, mental and physical. That's so important, like for everyone, and also me.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that I've found out this, and that's almost it. Like I'm more structured now. I am.
On that point you've just mentioned, there about, obviously you're so glad that you found out about this. How did that come about? Did you get a new member of your team in to help you with that side of things? What does your team look like at the moment? Have you got someone for every element of different things that you do?
Yeah, I would say most credits to my coach, my golf coach, Andreas Gailey.
Okay.
That's he's I don't know if you know him, but he's a crazy good coach, and he's very much all around, and he really has gotten to know me almost better than my mom and dad. And I speak to him so often, and that's like he's always trying to improve. He always tries to become a better person and a better coach, and yeah. So he's just staying on top. Marcus, how are you doing? Are you doing your meditation? Are you doing all those stuff? And then, yeah, still putting the work in with him.
Is it so? Does he practice what he preaches as well? Then he's on top of the meditation and all the well-being stuff as well.
I think he meditates, but he drinks too many beers and he eats too much shit food. That's for sure.
That sounds like me. That I meditate, then go to have a hamburger and 6 beers. It's like, and then meditate and try and get rid of it.
That sounds like Andreas or me once a month.
Yeah,
nice.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
We need to have a few beers sometimes.
You do.
1,000,000%.
You need to let loose, definitely.
Yeah, and yeah, to the other part of your question, I also have a physical coach, of course, and a mental coach within the national team, who's helping the national team. He's very great. And then I also use a coach a swing coach from the national team, who's very much on tour as well. And as I said, coaches in Denmark, they are very good at speaking to each other, so they know what I'm working on, and they know
sharing best
each other's philosophy. Yeah, and so that's my team, and then I have Modest, who helps me out with all behind the scenes stuff,
like your interviews and stuff.
Yes, exactly. We're setting me up.
I'd be interested, just while we're on this topic, just to know, obviously, that what the mindset's like going into a tournament for yourself, Marcus, and obviously what are your goals and what are your targets and what are your thought processes, whilst you're on the course and competing?
I'm trying to very much put the emotions and feelings aside when I play golf. I have a very statistical approach, and the most important thing for me is to go out and enjoy the game. And if I can do my course management work, which I do by using the decade system, and I do my work before, like my practice, and just so I know what's good and what's not good in my game and what my dispersions are. And when I tee it up, that's where I don't relax, but that's not as far as much work that I put in on the practice days. So when I get on the course, I go on kind of chill, and I just have my targets. I try and do everything I can to hit it to those targets, and then I kind of accept where it goes.
Yeah.
So you know the decade. I think we've touched on this. It's Scott. Is it Scott? Scott, someone, isn't it?
Yeah, Scott Fawcett.
Scott Fawcett. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this a few times on the podcast, but just for the listeners, anyone listening, do you want to enlighten them a little bit more on sort of the work that you put in beforehand with the decade system on what it actually is?
Yes, of course. It's like you have a dispersion. On every golf shot, you have a dispersion. You have a dispersion, long, short, short and long, and then you have right and left. And then we have the center of that dispersion. And then I go on Google Earth, and then I put that center of dispersion in the middle between disasters, which would be penalty shots or bushes or water. And if there's 60 meters of room, I'll hit it there. I can hit a driver, full standard driver. And if there's less than 60 meters between penalty shots, then I'll go down and hit my chip driver. I'm hitting a chip driver instead of a 3-wood or 2-iron off the tee. And then if there's less than 50 meters with this, which is not very usual, I'll go down and hit a 4-iron or something. And that's then I know my exact targets where they are, and so there's no guesswork, and that's why I can kind of put my emotions aside and then just go with the stats and odds. And then when
so you plan your round before, like you fully plot your round before you go out there.
Yes, and then I do, and then I use the decade system when I hit into the greens, my approach shots. Do you want me to give an example?
Yes.
Go on, yeah, of
How
course.
I use it?
Yeah.
Like let's say the around the green, we're giving it numbers. If it's easy fairway, like pure fairways, as it was in Abu Dhabi, where I was like, that was a putting green in Denmark. It was so crazy. I give that a -2. And then if there's water around, I give that a 3. If it's a -2, I'm going to aim 2 meters closer to the edge of the green. If it's 3, I'm going to aim 3 meters further away from that edge of the green. So let's say I have 100 meters in, or 150. For 150 meters, I need to aim 7 meters away from the edge of the green. And then let's say there's water. Then we add 3. So then it's 10 meters away from the edge of the green. And then if the pin is like 5 paces away from the edge of the green, that means I'm going to hit 5 meters left of the pin.
Right. Okay.
And that's like the statistical approach. I know that I'm going to get the lowest average score if I keep on doing that.
Yeah.
Because there's some guys that have done the math before me.
That's it. And you can see why something like that needs to be done pre-tournament, because if you've got all that going through your mind while you're about to hit your shot, it can obviously get in the way, can't it? So, no, it's a great approach you've got there, definitely.
And did you adopt this? When did you adopt this decade system? Was that like a change in fortune, like in 2001 or in 2021? Sorry, or have you been using it otherwise?
I would say I learned it in 2015. That was my first time
right, okay.
hearing about it, and that's my coach. My coach continually just trying to learn and get better, and that was part of it. And then he learned this system, and I did it in some way. Not enough, I would say. But then I remember the first time I used it, I shot 59.
Wow.
So nice.
That'll keep it going then.
Yeah, that's a good reminder for me that you can shoot a pretty damn low score even though you're playing conservative golf and not playing aggressively. That was a way more conservative approach to the golf course. more conservative than I have done in the past on that same golf course, and there I just saw you can shoot low scores and it works.
Is there a time where the book goes out the window, or that you haven't started so well, or do you just stick to the process the whole time? Is there a time where you have to maybe get a bit more aggressive because of the scoring, or you're close to a cut line or something?
That I need to get very close to a cut line. Maybe one hole left.
Okay.
Maybe one hole left, one approach shot left. Also, I will not do it because I know, like, if I'm 4 shots from a cut or something, which is not very often it happens, but if you're 4 shots off with 4 holes left, I'm probably going to hit drive on all holes to get as close as possible, and I'm not sure I'm going to aim for the flags. But yeah,
Right.
I'm not sure. It's kind of like I rarely, like sometimes it's like instinctual. Like there was a hole 17 last week. I had a back right pin, and I should have aimed 3 meters left of it. The wind was coming in from the right, and I was like, I'm just gonna try and hit it 1 meter left. And sometimes you do not know why you do it, but I felt so much more committed to moving my target 2 meters more right towards the flagstick than hitting it 3 meters left of it. And I was like, speaking to Morten, my caddy and good friend, like, I'm not committed to the other target. I'm really committed to 1 meter left of the flag. So let's just beat the odds or beat the statistics and so sometimes I do it, but it's not very often.
And what happened there? Was it a better result, or did you put it in the water, or what? Suspense was killing me there.
It was a good shot. Oh,
that's good.
But if it landed like in the right fringe, and then spun like back left to about, I would say, 9 feet or something. So if I'd aimed for the flag there, I would have been crazy short side in the rough.
Yeah.
So it's important, isn't it, to get those dispersions right and those lines right?
Yeah, 100%. You gotta stick to them. I would say 19 out of 20 times.
Yeah.
It feels like sometimes, like when I've tried to adopt this aim for spots, and then I think obviously I'm not as executing as good as you, so it must be a bit more frustrating. But you hit it right on your line, like 3 meters left of the flag, and you think, if I'd have hit the flag, I'd be a foot away. You know what I mean?
You really get reminded when you aim 5 meters left of a flag, and you just put it like up to an inch.
Yeah.
And like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. Because if I was aiming for the flag there, I would have been short side of the bunker.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Because when you're in the moment and you're being controlled by your emotions and feelings, you don't really see this. But if you're seeing yourself from like far up and you see your shot dispersions in every golf shot, like if a pin is back right and you have water in the back and you have bunker on the right, like if you aim for the flag, like 15% of the balls will go in the water, 15% of the balls will go in the bunker, and then the rest will go in the green. But if you aim away from the water and the bunker, you'll have 95% on the green.
Yeah.
And you will still have as many balls close to the flag, because you will still have shots that go to the far right of your dispersion.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
So it's only your missed shots that's gonna come close to the flag. But we all have a dispersion. But like Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, John Rahm, they just have a tighter dispersion than I have. I'm trying to get as tight as dispersion as they have, but they're pretty good.
Some of our dispersions go backwards.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Just on that point, though, I don't know if you caught much of the waste management last week on the PGA Tour. You watched any of it, but coming down 17, Theegala, it's a shot, and I don't know whether he uses these type of statistics, but is literally he's played a cut off the water, and it's kicked left with cut spin into the water. It's obviously cost him the championship in the end. But it's interesting you say that, because potentially if he is doing that and he aims slightly to a less aggressive target on that hole, he potentially wins the tournament. So it can be the difference between winning and losing, can't it?
It can, and like it 100% can, and in the when you're in the field of battle and you don't know the systems, you just do it. You just go for the flags if you want to and if you feel like. But I just know that if I pick this target, which is calculated by odds and statistics, I know I'm gonna win more golf tournaments by doing this. I'm gonna make more cuts. I'm gonna get more world ranking points. I'm gonna be a better player. My average score is gonna be lower.
Yeah,
that's what you want, isn't it?
Well, talking obviously, you just mentioned there winning more tournaments. Obviously, just looking back at last year, we mentioned there the 4 wins, 1 on the Nordic and then 3 on the Challenge. So, what specifically changed that year? Was there anything that you can pinpoint when you look back on the year to think, how have I won 4 times in the 1 year?
Putting feelings and emotions even more aside, being even more specific on actually doing the decade targets like 19 out of 20 times, and just trying my best to hit those targets, and just taking it shot by shot, day by day, tournament by tournament, and then suddenly it adds up. And I had no clue. I didn't have full status for last year in Challenge Tour, so it's like it suddenly went pretty fast. And
full circle, yeah.
But that I think that's how it works. You don't know what to. You shouldn't expect anything at all.
Yeah,
that's what I think. You should just go out there and try your best right now in the present, and then the future will be as it is.
It's whatever you expect. It's always going to be different, isn't it? Like you never expect something. It happens exactly the way you're thinking in your mind, doesn't it?
100%. Like sometimes you can have that feeling. Okay, it's good today. I'm gonna shoot low one. I'm gonna win this tournament, or I feel like I'm playing good at the moment. I'm gonna be climbing the rankings and the next few events, and sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm playing awfully. I can't. I don't feel like I'm gonna make any cuts, and no matter the feelings and emotions, I believe, I 100% believe that if I stay, or if you stay present and just do your thing, just do your best in this exact moment, it's not going to have any influence on your results.
Yeah.
I suppose this sort of takes away the one of the questions I was going to ask about the future then, because we're talking about the present so much. It's just about, obviously, do you have your eyes set on? I know obviously you're in the top 100 in the world now. Do you have targets for top 50 in the world to get in the WGCs, the Players, and further on for next year for the Ryder Cup? Is that something that's in your sight now, or are you solely just staying in the present and seeing what happens?
Like it's my goal. It's my goal to. That's kind of like a life goal, to keep my card on the DP World Tour and play in the finals and win multiple times out here. But you know what? I can't do that if I do not do my meditations, if I do not stay healthy, if I do not treat myself good, if I don't treat others well, if I don't do my stuff, if I don't stay present. That's not going to happen. So why focus on that for me? But that's what I want to do. I want to play the Ryder Cup. I want to play the Ryder Cup every second year, and I want to win every major. But if that's my only focus, it's not going to happen, really, I think.
Well, that's it. You're going to be disappointed, aren't you? Thinking, I wish I could be doing that. Whereas you can actually focus on your meditation and your health and your others, and you can get gratification every day, can't you? And take that forward and look after them things, and the bigger things will happen in the future.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think it's so much more fun to just have the tasks of the day and staying present in those. Even though I'm not perfect, it's not always easy to look at the leaderboard and seeing you're 100th, you 100 on the leaderboard, and like you need to make 3 birdies to make the cut. Like that's not very nice. But you can still just be present, and that's what I try and do every day. Do my things, be present, and see what gets me. But yeah, I'm not perfect, but I try to be.
No, definitely, yeah. The just one question I wanted to ask there. You mentioned we've talked a lot about the meditation, and obviously, is that something that you do on a daily basis? Is it you do that every single day? Do you?
I do sound waves. I combine meditation with sound waves, and I'm very non-specific in what exact meditations I need to do. But I try and do 7 meditations a week. But as I said, I'm not perfect,
Yeah.
but I would say I'm at 5 or 6 a week.
Brilliant, yeah. 5 or 6 more than me.
That's good. I try and meditate most days myself. Like it can be anywhere from 3 minutes to 20 minutes. It just all depends on like how you're feeling and what goes on. You sometimes you sit down, you think I just can't do this. Get me out of here.
Yes, 100%. But
But
and it's
they're
the
the
days
days
where
you're
you
meant
don't
to do
feel like
longer.
doing. Yeah, 100%. And I'm also terrible at that. And
So what's the schedule look like for the full year now then, moving forward this year? Is it I know you've obviously got your full playing rights on the DP because you won the challenge race to Mallorca last year. Are you going to play in everything, are you? Have you planned your schedule already?
I've not planned my schedule already because some of the tournaments here in the beginning has been like on and off, and they've not been sure because of COVID and all that. But I'm not sure. I'm going to make sure that I'm not playing too much.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to burn out like if I play too much.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I've said so many times before, I need to stay on top of staying healthy, and that's the main priority. And if I do that, I think I'll be playing the best golf in the long run.
Yeah.
on that the 4 month stretch there that you've had on the challenge last year, when you've won in August, then you've won in October, and then you've won the grand final. You've won them in different fashions. You've been 23 under, 25 under, and then in the grand final you've had an 8 under, and obviously that was the biggest. That would be the biggest event, obviously, wouldn't it? Which is winning the final. With the score being like 8 under, was the conditions a lot harder? Just talk us through that grand final that you won.
Yes, the conditions were very much harder. Like
Right.
I remember playing hole number 10, like into the wind from the right. It was a dogleg right with water on the right. It was like 230 meters out with the chip driver, like, and then having 170, 180 meters in, I was just like a full forehand with out of bounds left and water right. I was just like, I was so many holes where I was just like staying alive. It was all about making pars, making pars, and I think that was my advantage because I knew it was all about making pars.
Yeah.
But the better the fields are getting, if you're playing majors, I mean, the guys out there, they know that it's all about making pars.
Yeah.
So, but I would say that was my mentality, and that worked out.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Genesis this week, isn't it? That seems to be one that catches the players out. Real tough track with that. The type of grass that they use.
Yeah, I've been playing that at the Rivera at the USM. I got beaten. Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
It does. It just looks like it can. Like when you say their pars are good, pars are very good on that course, aren't they? If you can.
Yeah. I just remember being on one of the holes, like I think it was hole number 12. I was in the thin rough, having 150 meters in, and with the firmness and the speeds of the greens and like how the bunker was covering the green, I could see there was no way for me to see a par. There was no way for me to see a par. I was like, how can the tour players be like minus 15 here? I don't get it.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
A question on that then: Did you go for it on 10? I know there's always
Yeah,
It's either you lay
100%.
up on. Good. Yeah, I like that.
That's stats made on it, so why
Yeah,
not do it? That's
that's it.
actually
Though.
there's a specific target to every pin where you know you're gonna gain most shots on the field, like because they've done so much research on that all. So
Yeah.
just go for
No, I'm
that target, and that's always going for the green.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that this week.
I read something about Bubba Watson saying that like the kids, like obviously, like meaning like 25 and under, like yourself and all the other boys that are coming up, they've got so much access to how everyone's played the tournaments and done everything before that they can relive it before they even do it.
100%. Like for me, it's all about the grass types and how far the ball is going and in the conditions and how fast the greens are. Like I kind of don't need to putt on the greens if I know how fast they are, and I know how the grain is, and as long as I know how the grass is and what the ball does from it, I don't need to play a practice round on any course that has been not even played before, like because I can do all my work from home.
Like,
So
do you have
yeah,
like a
we have a
putting
lot of
green
practice.
that does the speeds or something there, do you? Or you just
No,
know
no,
from
but like
memory?
I use aim point. I use aim point. So and I have the system dialed in. So I know if the stimp is 10 and it's 8 feet, 3%, it's like 30, 30 or 40 centimeters out. And then my caddy needs to know the sheets before we go out and play. And and then I do my systems with the fingers. This here is 3% from stim 10. So I just know how much it breaks.
How have you we're talking about greens? And obviously the rule coming about green books being banned. Did that impact you at all, or?
No, it does not. But not having I'm not using the green book, and
You don't use them.
no. But we can only have the pin sheets and the wind map in our stroke savers.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now I was about to put my sheets with the stems and the length of the putt and the percentage of the break in my stroke saver, but now I can't.
Yeah.
So now my caddy needs to remember every break in the head.
It's
a tough
You
one.
need to get it right it on his arm.
Yes.
He definitely earned his money then.
Yes, that's for sure.
No, brilliant. Look, I don't know if there's anything that we've potentially missed there that you want to talk about before we wrap this up. I think we've covered quite a lot there. Is there anything in particular you can think of that would be good for our listeners?
I really want to inspire young golfers to really have a good time when they play golf.
Yeah.
It's not a. I really enjoy being with the kids in my home club, and I really enjoy hosting events. And my main goal with that is like have fun.
Yeah.
Go out and do your best, and do not be influenced by the results your mates are doing or how many strokes you're using. Do your best, show up, practice, and then when you go on the course, have fun with your friends and try and get as good score as possible. But just enjoy it. I think that's so important for the young guys to stay in the game, but also just enjoy the game.
Yeah, do you know what? One thing I was going to say to you is, I think you're the youngest, furthest on golfer we've had, and you're the first person to talk about mindfulness, staying present, and meditation. So, I've been reading a lot of books myself, like The Power of Now, and a few different meditation books, and like self-help books and all that. And it's just good that you're taking them into your approach into professional golf as well. So, do you think we'll be seeing a lot more of that going forward? I've heard Mickelson talk about it a few times and stuff.
Yeah, 100%, and it's gonna make it more fun for all people to play out there. People are getting better by doing it.
Yeah.
We're all gonna have a better approach to life and to golf.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the normal day person who has a normal day life, they're gonna do it more. Golfers, they're gonna do it more. athletes in general are going to do it more. And yeah, we need to get our success now when it's like in the early phase, because when all starts to use all the statistics and all that meditation, mindfulness, presence, and all that, then they're going to catch up on us.
Definitely.
Well, we wish you the best of luck for the season. We'll be tracking your progress through our. We always report on all the guests that we have on our weekly show, so we'll be keeping everyone up to date on how you're getting on, and we wish you the best of luck for the future. And thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, and if you're up this end, I know obviously we're close to Hillside Golf Club. There's a tournament on the DP World that's been introduced to that. So if you're up this end, we'll come and see you and cheer you on.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
That would be nice. Thanks for having me on, guys.
No, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Marcus.
We really appreciate it, Marcus. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You take care.
Thanks. You too.
So that, bye.